Standardization of resource tags is critical for managing cloud infrastructure at scale. It's helpful to detect when tags deviate from your standards, but even better, to correct those deviations. We can do that with the new AWS tags mod for FlowPipe, just by configuring some variables and running commands in the console. Let's take a look. Here are the tags in a set of S3 buckets. The first thing we want to do is add the mandatory tag env to all of them. Let's run the pipeline called detect and correct S3 buckets with incorrect tags with this set of variables. We've set approvers to the empty list here. That means we'll just detect violations, but not correct them. FlowPipe finds buckets and tells us what actions it would take, but takes no action. Now let's take action subject to approval. Here's the same rule set, but now we've set approvers to default. It means interaction will happen in the console, but you could set it up to route decisions through email or Slack. We'll run the pipeline again, pointing it at this new package of variables. And we'll apply the change to both of the FlowPipe buckets. Let's recheck the situation. We've added the mandatory tag to both, but we still have this bogus CC tag. Let's correct that. It's another package of variables that updates tag keys based on pattern matching. If a key is CC, or cost center spelled the British way, we'll coerce it to American-style cost center. By leaving approvers empty, we'll let this pipeline run without pausing for approval. The default action is notify, which would be a dry run, but we want to do it for real, so we set it to apply. Now the deprecated CC tag is coerced to cost center, and both buckets are tagged with env in the standard way. We've looked at the add and update keys primitives. There's also remove to remove prohibited tags, remove except, which is the inverse of remove, and update values, which is the counterpart to update keys. Well, of course, you might want to enforce these changes at scale, and it would be tedious to do that with one-at-a-time approval. So let's look at how to automate. Here's another package of variables set up to do that. Note that we can combine primitives to build up a complex rule set. We'll use a query trigger to run these rules on a schedule, and for that, we need to put FlowPipe into server mode. We can see that the trigger for our bucket pipeline is enabled and is running on a schedule every minute for the convenience of this demo. And we can see it's running a pretty fancy SteamPipe query to find buckets matching this complex rule set. The query doesn't find anything because all our buckets are in compliance. Now let's create bucket 3 with no tags and see what happens. FlowPipe found it and fixed it. We have achieved continuous compliance for S3 buckets. The pipeline we've seen here is one of a family for various taggable AWS resources. And remember, though we've shown approvals happening directly in the console, you can route those decisions through other channels like Slack or email. It's a really flexible and powerful mod, and we know people will get lots of mileage out of it.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to try out FlowPipe for yourself, download it today for free at flowpipe.io. See the description for links and other details.